Hello and welcome back to a Tottenham Hotspur FM21 beta save. Today it is the transfer special episode where we're going to clear out all the rubbish from the team and bring in some new players. So basically we're just going to get straight into it and start it off straight away. No need for any sort of fancy introduction or anything like that. Let's just jump straight into it. Sell players, buy players. Let's wheel and deal all our way through today's probably quite a long episode to be fair to try and get through anything. But alright, if you can do, just drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel before we get to do that, just because it helps the channel out massively. As we are trying to get 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year, that does help massively. So as you remember, we ended up 4th in the Premier League table. Now, for some reason, the game didn't, either I must have forgot to save it basically after last episode where we lost to Man City, then beat Brighton. So for whatever reason, I came back on the game, it hadn't saved or I forgot to save. I don't know why I'd forget to save it. It seemed very strange to me. Either way, we played them again off camera. Man City, we drew 0-0 and Brighton, we won 2-1. It's not changed anything in terms of where we finished. I think we finished 4th last time. We still get Champions League football, which is good. Brighton still finished outside of the top 7. Villa still gets 7th place. I think all it has done is swap Man City and Chelsea around. I think Chelsea were 5th last time and City were 3rd. I think it swapped those two guys around, but it's not like it's a big deal or anything like that. It hasn't affected anything for us. We still finish on, well, 71 points, not 70 actually, but we're still where we finished, so it's all good. It's still true to us for what we did last episode at least, and where we finished in the table, so I'm happy with that as long as you guys are as well, but I don't really know the issue with that. I mean, I don't know why I wouldn't have saved a game, but clearly I didn't, or it failed to save. I don't know, either way. But just thought I'd get that over the line very quickly before you guys are suddenly like, I thought Man City got Champions League football, then, you know, I just thought I'd clear it up. So looking at the team then, we want to sell players this season. We want to sell players. If we sort it by value, Harry Kane's at the top, Dele Alli's there, Son Heung-min are there as well. And they are players that I want to get off the books. However, you guys in the comment section may have convinced me otherwise. Harry Kane really is one of the best players in the game. Obviously, he didn't play very well last season for whatever reason. Maybe it was the way I was playing him. Maybe it was formation, things like that. I don't know. He just wasn't scoring goals, and I didn't really want to keep him. But you guys seem very insistent on keeping him. The same with Dele Alli and the same with Son as well. And it also kind of helps out that they all have English nationality, which is what we need for European fixtures. We need to have players who have trained in England for a certain amount of time to meet European registration rules and stuff like that. So actually, unless big offers come in for them, you guys are probably right. We probably should keep them. So I won't be offering them out, but if big bids come in, I'll struggle to say no, basically. So when we are looking to sell players, first and foremost, we're going to sort it by appearances and go down to the players that just didn't really play any games this season. Your Joe Harts, your Lamellas, your Tangangas. Now, we'll want to keep hold of Joe Hart because he's a backup keeper and English. And Tanganga is good to keep because he's homegrown at the club, I think, if I remember correctly. He should be homegrown at the club, which helps out massively with European registration. So these two guys, we've kind of got to keep hold of, which is a little annoying. Not annoying, but we could make some good money off them to bring better players in. But for registration rules and purposes, we kind of have to keep hold of them, which means that Eric Lamela is probably the first name that I want to be getting out of the club. He is valued at £17 million, already listed. I think we tried to list him in January, £15 million. No one really is interested in him. But what we're going to do is offer him to clubs, just put it down to unspecified, transfer list and set player to surplus requirements, offer to clubs and see if anyone buys him. We're going to do the same with Bergwijn, Højbjerg and Davinson Sanchez. All of them made under 20 appearances this season, and I feel like they're not contributing massively to the team, so let's get rid. So in a very similar style, we're just going to go to Bergwijn, for example, transfer status, not transfer status, we're going to go to offer to clubs, unspecified, transfer list him and see if any clubs bid on him. And then of course the same for Højbjerg and Sanchez as well. So excellent, those 4 players have been offered to clubs and there are bids on the table for, not Lamela, but the other 3 by looks of things. So £28 million Bergwijn is valued at. Sheffield United have come in offering 15 rising to 30, Everton 6 rising to 27, which are very good bids, but we need the money now because we've only got one more season with Tottenham before we move on to our main save with Lincoln Red Imps. So we want as much money as possible right now. We can't negotiate these bids, although they're doing 6-month instalments, six 6-month instalments of 2.5 million. Okay, that's not huge amounts of money. Everton, again, we're not really too fussed about what they're offering. What we'll do though is reject them for now. We know that clubs are interested, so we'll go back onto Bergwijn of around £30 million or so. So let's put him up for 30 million and see if clubs bid 30 million. Davinson Sanchez, he's valued at 22.5 million and Zenit wants him for 5 million. That's not enough money, in my opinion. So again, we'll offer him out for 10 and see if people start to get interested at 10 million pounds. But we'll keep pushing the price up. Lots of bids coming in for Højbjerg, only of about 8 million pounds or so. So again, we'll reject all of these. We know that we can get about 10 million pounds. Transfer offer to clubs. Let's put him up for 15 and see if clubs bid 15. In the case of Lamela, no one wants him. So we might have to wait a little longer for Lamela. Obviously, players are now getting cross that they can't be sold to clubs and I've rejected bids to them. Again, we'll talk to Davinson Sanchez, discuss the issue with him and say that I blocked the move because the finances weren't right on the deal. He wants to know how much it's going to take to sell him and I'm going to try and push it up as high as possible so he doesn't get cross when we reject other bids. So 30 million, that's way too high. I thought you were going to be realistic. Okay, let's put 22.5 down. That is his value. He said that's fine, so it'll be okay. Offers have been made. PSV, £10 million they've offered for him. If they're going to offer 10 million, they'll offer 15 million, I'm sure. So again, we'll reject that. Davinson Sanchez, transfer, offer to clubs. Let's put it to 17.5 to start off with. I don't think anyone will bid that, but we'll put it to 17.5. Bergwijn, a big 30 million straight in from Sheffield United. Lazio wants not so much. Can we negotiate with Sheffield United? No. 30 million for Bergwijn would be very, very good. We bought him for 27. Not that I did. It was done by Mourinho, obviously. I think we can push that up a little bit more. Let's reject it. Transfer offer to clubs. Let's go 35 million and see if Sheffield bid that. Bids of £15 million have been made for Højbjerg though, which means that clubs will be happily paying more than that. So let's again reject those. Go back into Højbjerg. Transfer offer to clubs. Let's put up to £20 million this time. Bergwijn now upset that he can't go to Lazio. Let's discuss the issue with him about going to Lazio. Finances weren't right on the deal. We want to sell you for, let's say 40 to start off with. Let's put 40 down there. He says that works for me, which is good. So £40 million, we'll have to sell him. Offers have come in of 35 million from Sheffield United. Again, if they're going to pay 35, let's push it to 40. Let's push it to 40 for Bergwijn. Transfer offer to clubs, 40 million. Transfer lift, we'll have to accept that because we told him we'd accept 40 million pounds. So that seems okay. 20 million pounds has been offered for Højbjerg, but only by Norwich and West Brom. So I think we're getting to the limit on Højbjerg. Transfer offer to clubs. Let's go 22.5 and see if clubs want to bid on that. Bergwijn has been £40 million for Bergwijn. Okay, we've got to accept that because we told them that we would accept it. So £40 million from Sheffield United, fingers crossed. 22.5 from West Brom. That seems to be the highest we're going to because other clubs are dropping out. So 22.5 for Højbjerg, and that looks pretty good to me. We are about to go into Premier League registration. I don't know why, because the season's just finished. That seems very strange to me, but okay. I don't think any other offers came in for Davinson Sanchez, though, did they? So we might have to sell Davinson Sanchez at quite a loss. We offered him out for 17.5. Was it 50? I can't remember what we offered him out to last time. Let's go 15 again. Let's see if 15 is something that clubs want to buy him for. And again, Eric Lamela, transfer, offer to clubs. Let's start at 10 million. Let's try and get some interest in him. No offers for both those players, though. Sanchez, Juventus want to pay 13.5. Atletico 10. Okay, so 13.5 is probably what we're going to get for Davinson Sanchez. 13.5. Transfer offer to clubs. Lamela, again, no one really wants him. Is anyone even interested in him? No. Just no one wants Eric Lamela, basically. So again, we'll drop this down to 7.5 million. We might have to sell him at a big loss here, really, from his value, but we want to get him gone to free up wages. Everton are now interested in Bergwijn for 40 million, maybe, so we'll see about that. As other players, young players that we don't really care about because it's only a 2-year career here at Tottenham, want to leave the club, we'll let them sort their own contracts out. Juventus now coming down to 12.25 million. Oh, lads, you told me you're going to pay 13 million pounds a second ago for Davinson Sanchez. Stop lying to me. 12 mil. Offer him out to clubs. Again, Lamela, just no one wants him, so we might have to sell Lamela later on in the window if interest builds up for him. No offers for Davinson Sanchez still, because they keep dropping what they want to pay. Lads, stop being idiots here. Let's just put it down to 10 million. Okay. And then once we get to 10 million, we start to push the price up again. That's what we're going to do. Sheffield United keen on signing Bergwijn, we know. At least as it stands right now, we're getting what? 66.5 million, aren't we? From the two players that we're looking to sell. As Zuma's gone to Arsenal for £38 million. We need to start buying some players, I think. We need to get in there. No one wants Davinson Sanchez still. So, okay, we're just going to ignore Davinson Sanchez for now. I just want to get the two players that are meant to be leaving gone, and then we'll look to sign some players. That's what I want to be doing. Oh, and after all of that, Bergwijn's rejected the contract from Sheffield United. Because I think a Chinese club came in for him, didn't they? And a Chinese club in January bid for him. And he said no to them as well. To start this whole process again at 35 million. Let's offer him out at 35 and see if anyone wants him. That is really frustrating. Really frustrating, actually. And by looks of things, no one wants to sign him because bids aren't coming in. Oh, Bergwijn, you're not going to play games here. You're not going to play games here. So you may as well just move, lad. Seriously. No offers for Bergwijn. No offers for him. Drop it down to 30. We might lose £10 million on this. Bergwijn, honestly... You can play in the reserves for all I care this season if you don't move. Everton are offering 21 million up front and then 34 down the line. It's not the same as 40 million up front though, is it? Really? But selling players isn't quite going as smoothly as I would have liked it to. So I think what we need to do is start to make a bit of a move on signing players. Oh, for God's sake, Højbjerg, he's just rejected West Brom. Why? They offered him 100k a week. The same as, or maybe that is his contract now, 100k a week, 2025. Maybe that's actually his contract now. Either way, that's really annoying. Oh, let's drop it down to 20. Clubs were interested before. They were interested again at 20. Come on. In the meantime, we do have £76 million to spend on players. And of course, because it's our last season, we can just put £10 million up front, £100 million down the line. So if we look at our squad then, our squad depth, we've got Harry Kane as the striker. We've got Lo Celso in attacking midfield. We've got Bentancur and Lo Celso in centre mid. We could probably get another centre mid and then technically Ali out wide. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but we could play in there this season. We could probably do with a world-class right winger. And to be fair, world-class right back as well. Maybe. Let's see who's available. So according to our scouts, we've scouted out these players, and these players are the ones that are interested in signing for us. So players like Nicolas Sula, like Lautaro Martinez, Gabriel Barbosa, all pretty good players. Ideally, though, we want to be looking, right wing? Let's start with the right wing. Let's start at the top of the pitch. Let's get a world-class right winger in, which is apparently Oscar. He obviously plays in China right now. I wouldn't say he's a world-class right winger. I mean, he could be. If we compare him with Draxler, he's not that much better than Draxler. I feel like Draxler does... I think the scouts have over-egged him on a bit here. Scouts have said he's like 4.5 stars. I don't think he is. We've got Quincy Promes, though, who could be quite decent. Quincy plays on the left and the right. Is more right-footed. I can't see how good his left foot is, but I presume he's got a fairly decent right and left foot because he seems all right in both those positions. He's more inside forward on the left, so can play as a winger on the right. Maybe Quincy's the one we go for. Fairly cheap too. Again, let's compare him with Bergwijn, for example. They're very, very similar. In fact, virtually the same. Quincy is slightly better. How about Kulusevski? He's a natural right winger. He looks pretty good. Compare him with, Draxler. And we can see that actually Kulusevski is probably overall a chunk better than Draxler. So should we bid for him? How much would you like Juventus? Let's put £10 million up front and then put 3 instalments to match £50 million. Suggest they want 66 up front, 59 in the future. We want to get this initial fee as low as possible. So let's say 15 million and then 59 in the future. And they come back as 39.75. How about 15.75? How about that one instead? 15.75, 35. That's a lot of money to be spending up front on a player. Let's see what he wants contract-wise, though. Jadon Sancho could be available to play on the left-hand side of the pitch, maybe. He could be decent. Transfer, make an offer. Again, we'll go for like 10 million instalments, 3 instalments of up to £50 million. Do they say yes to that? They want 85 million up front. That's it. Okay, we're not getting Sancho. Who's available in the centre of midfield? Oh, I'll tell you who could be available. Luis Alberto. I wanted him last January, but we couldn't get him because other players didn't move on. And that would mean Lo Celso plays centre mid, and it means that, well, we could have Luis Alberto centre mid to be fair, but Luis Alberto would be a great player to get. If valued at 49, how about £10 million up front? How about £50 million in the future, spread over 3 years that we won't be able to spend because we're not going to play a save file much longer? Suggest terms, 23.36. Can we drop this down to 15? 15 and 40. Suggest. They want 23.58. How about 15 and 58 in the future? 15 and 58. Come on. Lads, be reasonable. How about 20 mil then? 20 they accept. Luis Alberto could be good. How about a right back then? A big boy right back. We have not really found many of those. No one looks that good. Let's sort it by ability. Oh, it's sorted by ability already. Okay, not so good. Sort it by value. Let's scout some players out. In the meantime, Kulusevski wants 100k a week, which seems pretty reasonable to me. I think for a player at this level. 125. Let's drop it down to 100. Let's signing on fee down to 6 million. Sell on. In fact, we don't need to worry about the ones in the future, do we? We're only doing one more season, aren't we? One more season, so we can offer him kind of whatever he wants, basically. How about 110, 6.5? Done deal for Kulusevski, I think. Luis Alberto wants a bit more money because he is a very, very good player. Can we go important player? He likes important player. It means we could probably go a bit lower on the wages. 170, 135, lad. 135k. How about that one? How does that sound? Unused substitute fee, get rid of it. 150 then. 150. He agrees on that. You love to see it. Offers are being made for Højbjerg though. We'll accept 20 million from Norwich. We'll reject that. Let's accept and give an ultimatum. Ultimatum to West Ham, please. Offer £20 million or you're out. But Norwich will say yes to. Thing is, if you rejected a contract from West Brom, I think you'll reject a contract from Norwich as well. West Ham are now withdrawing their offer for Højbjerg because they can't match that £20 million, which is fine by me. So Luis Alberto has been given a work permit, and Luis Alberto, by looks of things, for £20 million up front, is going to become our first signing of the season. Luis Alberto, welcome to the club. Glad to have you here. Star player in the prime of his career. That's fantastic stuff. Lloris, welcome him to the club, please. That would be absolutely fantastic. If we're going to bring in another right back, because we've got some scouts of that right now, we need to probably get rid of one of them. And I probably want to get rid of Aurea. So I'm going to offer him to clubs again. So let's try and get rid of Aurea and get some money for him. Zenit wants Aurea, but only for 4.8 million. He's valued at 21, lads. Let's reject that and offer him out for like 10 million. Transfer, offer to clubs, 10 million. Not 7.5, 10. Everton and Dortmund coming in with £25 million for Bergwijn. Okay, we're getting somewhere with him again. We're going to reject these and we're going to offer him back out again. Transfer, offer to clubs for 32.5. Although I was a bit too greedy there because no one's come in for Bergwijn. So let's drop it down to 30. And I think 30 could be the limit on him. But if not, it might be actually £25 million. But luckily, Højbjerg has finally agreed terms with Norwich. So we're getting £20 million to him at least. So that's something. We're getting some scout reports coming back in for some right backs then. Max Aarons is, I don't know if he's an improvement on what we've got. We need someone like amazing coming in. But it's not a bad report for Max Aarons. Kyle Walker, probably a bit past it. Aaron Wan-Bissaka could be decent. But I don't think United will want to let him go at all, especially to a club like us. Wagyu not so good. Johnny from Wolves, I don't know. Ricardo Pereira could be a shout. He looks fairly cheap. How good does crossing and his dribbling and stuff like that? 14 and 15. Oh, he could be good actually, Pereira. Could be decent. I wouldn't mind bidding for him. Nelson Semedo, only 3-star. Tomori, he could be a good shout. Very good. I mean, his crossing and dribbling is terrible, but he's apparently a very good wing back, which doesn't quite make sense. How much would they want for him? Apparently, we can't register him for the Premier League until the 1st of the 1st, 2022. That's January. Why is that a thing? That seems very bizarre to me. Let's just do a standard 10 and 50. Do they say anything to that? Or they want so much money for him? We're not getting Tomori. Di Lorenzo looks alright. Odriozola could be the one to go for, maybe. I've used them before in the past. How much would Real Madrid want for him? Again, we'll do a standard 10 instalments of 60 or 50 to make it £60 million. Let's do that. Again, he can't be registered until the 1st of January. This seems very bizarre to me. I feel like this is a bug, though. They want 23 and 36. How about 15 and 40? Suggest. They say yes. So Odriozola might be the man we go for here. No clubs want Bergwijn. Okay, well, in that case, one final push at 27.5. If only he bloody accepted that contract from Sheffield United. We'd have £40 million in the bank for him. But Burnley made an offer for Davinson Sanchez. We can negotiate this up a little bit. Can we get £20 million now? I don't care about the rest, really. I just want 20 mil now for him. Suggest. Okay, we can get 20 million for him. That's really good. Real Madrid have accepted the bid for Odriozola at the start of negotiations as an important player. I mean, basically, we can just give him the contract he wants for a season, doesn't it? It still says we can't register him for the Premier League until January, though. Why? Why? It doesn't tell me why. I don't get that. That really that makes me nervous. Because then we can't use him for 6 months. As Everton have said yes to £27.5 million for Bergwijn. Let's make the ultimatum to Dortmund, see if they want to bid for him. But Everton might be our saviours here to get Bergwijn out of the club. Borussia Dortmund have withdrawn their contract offer. Okay, that's fine. But on the plus side, Kulusevski's had his work permit accepted. So we're going to sign Kulusevski now for obscene amounts of money. But it's okay because most of it's going to be in the future when we're not playing the save. So welcome Kulusevski. He looks really, really good. Kane, welcome him to the squad, please. That would be absolutely fantastic. So let's start building the team. We'll probably change some roles around and we'll probably change some of these tactical instructions around. But we're going to try and keep the shape the same. I think that's the best way to go. We've got Harry Kane up front. We'll have Luis Alberto through the middle. We will have Kulusevski on the right, but not as an inside forward. Let's use him as, that's what he likes to do, inverted winger. Make him an inverted winger. Who have we got on this left-hand side? We could have Draxler as a winger, or we could go Dele Alli on that left-hand side. So winger, and then we could go Dele Alli maybe. But he doesn't like that too much. Do they all just like to be inside forwards? They do, don't they? So maybe we just stick with inside forward on that side, and then we put Draxler there. Through the middle, obviously, we'll go for Bentancur and we'll go for Giovanni Lo Celso. Those swap them over. Unless, of course, does Luis Alberto prefer to be a box-to-box midfielder? Not really. No, he doesn't. So let's swap them back around. Right back, for now it's Doherty, but hopefully we'll get someone else in. Centre-backs, obviously, has got to be Garcia and it's got to be Longley. We will keep Hugo Lloris in goal and left-back is Reguilon. So that's the sort of team we're working with right now. We could do with an actual left winger. Like a winger, not an inside forward, a winger would be quite good. And maybe a better box-to-box midfielder, as well, of course, a right-back, who should be Odriozola coming through, actually. So let's look for a box-to-boxer then. Let's look for a box-to-boxer. Centre mid, we want role box-to-box midfielder. Who's available to us? Sergio Roberto would be amazing to get. I know that he's a class player. Thing is, I don't think they'll want to sell him. £10 million, instalments of, up to £50 million. Again, we can't register. I think this has to be a bug, but we can't register till January. This is behind me as well, I've just realised as well. So you can't really see that. To be fair, they've been quite reasonable with Sergio Roberto. 20 million and 59 in the future. Can we can do that. 27. No, how about 22 and a half? They can do that. Okay, 22 and a half. He wants to talk to us as well. He wants to talk to us, Sergio Roberto. Important player, yes. What contract? We'll give him whatever he wants, basically. I mean, I should have negotiated that a little bit, but if we can get Sergio Roberto, who in my opinion was certainly the best box-to-box midfielder in FM20, if we can get him here, decent. So Sergio Roberto is delayed for a work permit. I didn't remember seeing anything about that for Odriozola. So maybe Odriozola is still sort of determining if he should accept the contract or not. Now Odriozola is going to do a work permit. So hopefully these two players will join the club shortly. How much money have we got in the bank right now? We've got 32. We need someone to go quickly because I think we need the money coming in now. Bergwijn wants to get that Everton deal done quickly, but then we can sign both those players that we wanted. Offers made for Aurea. Finally, some big bids coming through. Can we negotiate either of these? No, we can't negotiate that. We can't negotiate that. So I think we'll just accept the one from Marseille because we need the money. Let's give an ultimatum to Atalanta as well for it. but 17 seems to be as good as we're going to get for him by looks of things earlier on. Oh, Davinson Sanchez has rejected Burnley. Davidson, offered to clubs. How much? 15 million. Just get gone. We don't want you anymore. Luckily, Bergwijn has accepted the bid from and the contract from Everton, so we may have got £13 million more from Sheffield United, but at least he's actually gone now. We've saved some money in wages, we've got some money in the bank. We should be able to get through the players that we want to get through now as well, which is really, really good. So £50 million, let's sell him, Davinson Sanchez, to Fulham or West Ham. We maybe could have got more with Sanchez, but I just want him gone now. He's getting a bit annoying, just rejecting contracts everywhere. Oh, Davinson Sanchez's future remains unclear after he's rejected contracts from... Davidson, sort yourself out. You're not playing here. You're not going to play any football here. So just go, please. In better news though, Sergio Roberto has agreed the contract. He's signing for the club. Amazing stuff. £24 million we're paying for him right now. But Sergio Roberto, send on an intensive language course and welcome him to the club. Now, that is what I call a midfield trio. That is what I call a midfield trio. So Lo Celso, unfortunately, got to make way. If I can click on the right thing, not even that. This bloody game, right? The right thing, Sergio Roberto. You'll love to see it. We just need to get in Odriozola, and that's a winning lineup in my opinion. Maybe a better winger. In fact, we should probably look for some better wingers now on the left wing. Search for. We want a winger. Not that. We want a winger. Winger. There we go. We've not got many wingers on the left-hand side scouted out, apart from Asensio, who's got a £640 million minimum fee release clause, which we won't be spending on. Who else is available if we search by value? Quite a few. Let's just get a good chunk of them scouted. But how much do Madrid want for Asensio? Make an offer. How much? If we go 10, and again we do our standard £50 million never transfer sort of thing. 23 to 36. How about 15 now, 40 in the future? How about that? I mean, that's literally less than what we offered the first time around, bizarrely, which is very... I'm going the wrong way. 15 and 36. They don't accept that. How about 18? Do that, lads. And again, no offer for Sanchez. I mean, we've gone from £20 million bids to him just rejecting contracts all over the place. 10 million. You hate to see it. At least Odriozola is here now. Work permit accepted. We can accept that. £16 million to be paid right now. Odriozola comes in. Should be an upgrade on the right backs. We already have. Maybe not quite in the stars. I mean, Sergio Roberto, technically the best right back we've got, which is a bit embarrassing. But Odriozola should be very good for us this season. Send on a language course. Get him in. Welcome to the club. Amazing. And then we just swap out Doherty for Odriozola. He's the best actual right back we've got. I mean, Roberto is more of a centre mid than a right back, but he can play there. But we've got at least Odriozola there, who's better. I think this team is so much better than last season's. Oh, and Real Madrid, of course, Marco Asensio. I forgot about him. How much money have we got in the finances? We've got 13 million more to spend, and we're overspending hugely on wages as it stands right now. So we really need someone to leave the club. On the outside, Aurea could be gone, couldn't he, for 17. We need that deal to be done very, very quickly. So Asensio, I don't know if we're going to be able to offer him much money. We can't offer him anything. £160 a week at most. And we can't adjust the budget anymore either. Okay, well that's an issue, isn't it? We'll have to walk away from Asensio right now because we can't afford him. So who's on the most wages here? Oh, quite a lot. And Ndombele. Ndombele's not going to play. He's on 120k a week. He's what? 7th choice centre mid. Okay, Ndombele. Offer to clubs. You've got to go to make some room in the wage budget. And clubs are interested, but not for an awful lot of money. He's valued at 24. These clubs want him for like 10 million. So again, we'll have to go through the whole process of just upping the fees for him. And again, no one wants Sanchez still. Sanchez is the bane of my life. Okay, by doing the same offering out and rejecting things like that, we've got Bayern Munich up to £20 million. It's not going high. No one bid for him at £25 million. So we'll offer an ultimatum to Brighton, I suppose. I don't think they'll accept it, but we'll accept that bid from Bayern Munich. So hopefully he will just go very quickly, as Aurea is set to go for £17 million to Marseille, which is good. That frees up 70k in wages as well, although we are still hugely overspending, so it doesn't really. Brighton withdraw from Ndombele, that's absolutely fine because Bayern Munich are going to be the team that he's going to go to anyway. Imagine as a player having a choice between Brighton and Bayern Munich, and imagine turning down Bayern Munich for Brighton. I mean, no offence to Brighton fans, but I mean, at least know your place. Sanchez happy to stay at the club? No, you're not happy to stay at the club. We don't want you here. Honestly, just clear off. At least in this time, more scout reports on wingers have come through, rather than just having Asensio available. So Leon Bailly doesn't look too bad, to be fair. He's pacey, isn't he, Leon Bailly? He's pacey. A lot of pace, which you love to see. Can play as a winger. Might not be as good as Asensio, but might be a bit cheaper, which is quite handy maybe. Who else have we got available to us? Whittaker, no. Why are none of these players any good at all? What have we just scouted out absolutely terrible players by accident or something like that? So it's either Asensio or Leon Bailly by looks of things. As I just missed that bid. Who's this? Wolves want to get Sanchez in on loan. If you put up to 100%, I might let you have it. More money as well, please. More money. Suggest that it gets off the wage bill at least, which they'll say yes to that. It gets off the wage bill, which is good. Offer him out again to clubs, but no one wants to buy him. So if we can just get him off the wage bill, that helps us out. As Ndombele is set to sign for Bayern Munich. Excellent. So that's £20 million in the bank, and it's also £120,000 off the wage bill a week too. So I feel like that is a good transfer to do. He's a good player. I do like Ndombele, but money talks right now. So financially, we've got 42 million to spend. We're still overspending on wages, but we might be in a better position now to get Asensio, but I don't think he'll want to talk to us because we had to walk away from a deal last time. He's transfer listed now for 49 million. We can suggest that same deal again, which we'll make again, which would be great. But Leon Bailly, I'm interested in talking to you as well. So let's again do 10 mil installments of up to £50 million. This is a long one, isn't it? Suggest that. They want 23.59. How about 18? They say 27. How about 21? They've accepted that. 21 up front. You can tell that because we've only got one more season, I'm just not fussed about contracts. Asensio obviously doesn't want to talk to us, but Bailly does, although he does want quite a bit of money. He wants a big wage rise, which we can't get rid of, which is a bit annoying. And we can offer him 185k a week apparently, so we can get in a winger. Let's just bring some of those down a little bit. Mostly the wage really. We want the wage down a little bit. Let's also remove and exclude that. Leon Bailly's coming to the club. Amazing. I mean, we've got so much pace now. So much pace now with him on one wing, and we've got obviously Kulusevski on the other wing. So much pace. So now that we know basically he's going to be in the team next season, I don't think we'll make too many more signings at all. This is kind of the first team we've got. Let's sort out the tactics. Right, I've got rid of all the instructions. Let's go through this. Let's also move Draxler to be the wing, because we're going to have a winger on that side as opposed to inside forwards this season. If I can click on, it's so tetchy, this thing to click on. It's a bit annoying, but we've got there in the end at least. Okay, so a positive mentality, maybe even attacking, but we'll leave it on positive for now. In possession, what do we want to do? Attacking width, wide. Let's go wide, shall we? Let's go wide. Let's try and push the play out wide, because we've got wingers and we've got wing backs. So let's overlap and play out a defence. That's how we'll do it. We've got ball-winning defenders to play it out to the wing-backs who will run alongside the wingers. They'll overlap with them, get it in the area. Although maybe overlap doesn't quite work so much. Overlap maybe works better with inside forwards because wingers want to get right down to the byline anyway, as opposed to an inside forward who wants to cut inside. So let's leave overlap off for now, I should say. Passing. Do you want it to be shorter or more direct? I reckon more direct to have a bit quicker transitions. I mean, I'm reading this, aren't I? Is that the right thing? Quicker transition from the back to the front. Yeah, let's go for that then. Tempo, obviously, we want to be playing quick football, so slightly high with that, and we won't be time wasting at all right now. Crosses, I think we had whipped crosses on last season. I feel like maybe mixed is better now we've got wingers and Harry Kane, who's pretty tall and a complete forward, so he can sort of deal with anything. So we'll leave mixed crosses on for now. Do we want to work the ball into the box? I don't think working the ball into the box really works is what we're trying to do with some fast play, fast attacking play. I don't think that works actually. So let's leave that off for now, but I feel like we should maybe touch on something. I don't know. Dribbling less or run at the defence? I think run at the defence works better for us because we've got Kulusevski, who is very good at dribbling, 17 dribbling. We've got Luis Alberto, who has got 16 dribbling. When Bailly comes in, he's got great dribbling too. So I think dribbling makes a lot of sense. So we'll leave it like that for now. In transition, I do like the counter press. I like the counter as well. We want to distribute play quickly to our back line, obviously, and roll it out. So that's the same as last season. That's the same as last season, pretty much. Out of possession, I like a higher line because we've got pace in this team, so we can afford that. Defensive width. Oh, this is where we want to direct players. We want to direct players through the middle, maybe, do we? Yeah, we've got two defensive players there, really, haven't we? In a box-to-box and a ball winning. So maybe directing players or the opposition through the middle of the park might work a little better for us, potentially. Although we are spread quite wide, aren't we, in possession. This is out possession, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. It's difficult. Is there a way to just make it narrower? Apparently not. Not that I can see, at least. I don't know. We want to be pressing more urgently, though. Get on the players quickly and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. I think that all makes sense. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Sanchez set to move on loan to Wolves as well, which is fine. We don't want him. We don't care about... How many centre-backs have we got, actually? We've got Garcia, Longley, Tanganga... Alderweireld. Okay, we're fine for centre-backs. We've got 4 of them. I suddenly panicked then thinking, have we only got 2 centre-backs now? No, we've got 4. It's okay. Although Real Madrid want John Stones. How good is John Stones? We could always do with another centre-back. And if he's cheap, which he seems to be, because Real Madrid were bidding only £21 million for him. How much do they want? They said, Real Madrid said 21 million. Can we just bid £21 million for him and just see what... No, that's unacceptable apparently. Well, let's do a standard. Let's do a standard, add an extra £50 million on there and make that offer and see what they say. Man City obviously have said yes to that straight away. So we're probably overspending on him, but it doesn't matter because these are never transfers, aren't they? Let's discuss a contract with John Stones, which we can't afford because we've got too many... I don't think any more transfers are going to happen. I think we are... maxed out basically on what we're spending on players, particularly by actually still yet to join the club. He's still got to come in here still. So okay, I think we're probably done on transfers. Oh, now this is the moment of truth. To be fair, the squad lists, we kept being told that players weren't going to be able to be registered until January. This is the moment of truth to find out if they can be or not, and also if we've got enough players to meet all the expectations and stuff. Let's auto select the squad. Everyone is in who needs to be in, including the new signings, Alberto, Roberto and Odriozola. So it looks okay. It looks like they can be registered now, which is quite nice. Oh, of course, because loads of our players have settled status, don't they, as opposed to being a foreign player. So we've only got 4 foreign players out of 17 in the squad. Oh, it's perfect. It's working out nicely, this. Let's have one more go. One more go at not a new contract. No, not a new contract for Eric Lamela. Let's have one more go at trying to get rid of him. And of course, no one wants him. No one wants poor old Eric Lamela. It's such a shame. So Bailly is joining the club. I feel like I keep saying Eric. I mean Leon Bailly. I'm going to get very confused by that an awful lot. But he's joining the club from Bayer Leverkusen, which is great. I think I might have said Bayern Munich earlier on as well. I really must have messed a few things up in today's episode. I do apologise, but Leon Bailly from Bayer Leverkusen has joined the club as our new star winger on the left-hand side of the pitch. So we can get rid of... Oh, I can bloody click the right thing. Leon Bailly will start on the left wing. Amazing stuff. That's the team that's going to win as the Premier League this season. I've decided. 3 original players remain. Lloris, Reguilon and Harry Kane. Only those 3 remain. Everyone else is new. And this is what Spurs need to do in real life if they want to win something. So because I don't think there's going to be any more transfers and we are nearly at the end of pre-season, we are going to finish up today's episode here. Not entirely sure when the Champions League draw is going to be, but I think we'll probably play the first few games of the season off camera and then come back for the first Champions League game of the season or something along those lines. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, let me know in the comment section who you think the best transfer is that we've made and who you think that we sold, maybe we shouldn't have sold. Let me know in the comment section down below. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.